Oye, esto es solo para los rumberos.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Raw Food Muscle. I'm your host Santiago, and today we're back in the kitchen, and today I'm going to be making you guys a spinach wrap, and this is the spinach that I actually grew in my own garden. So I got some help over here. So you got my little son here. Say hi. Hi. Say hi to the camera. Hi. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make the cheese, because the cheese is going to be an important part of this. And this is going to be called a spicy sunflower seed cheese, okay? And what the contents are of this is, first we took 1 cup of sunflower seeds. We had it soaking for a couple of hours. We rinsed it for a couple of times, and then we put it in here in the blender. And then over here we have, well, actually we start over here with 1 lemon freshly squeezed, and then we have half a cup of water, 2.5 teaspoons of onion powder, 1.25 teaspoons of Celtic sea salt, 1/2 teaspoon of ground red pepper, and then we're going to be using about 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast and a little bit of black pepper. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and add all this stuff in here. And you want to, you don't have to do it this way, but I'm just doing this first. That way the cheese is all prepared. That way when you have your wraps ready to go, you just go right for your cheese and put it all together. Alright, so we got everything in there, and I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. Alright, so we got all the ingredients in there, and now we're ready to get this guy cranking. I'm going to go ahead and put the top on. And I actually remembered the top this time, so usually I've been forgetting it for the last couple of times. My son thinks it's funny, but I like to have myself prepared, you know, and I'll be like, where's the top? Where's the top? I can't find it. So we got the top now. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on sauces. All right, we're all done, and let me just show you what it looks like and how thick it is. And that's the thickness you want, because you don't want it too runny, and you don't want it too thick either, because you know, you just want it a perfect blend, so that way it spreads nicely on the spinach. So let me see what we got crack-a-lacking here. That's good. All right, so we got that done. Now I'm going to move on to our vegetables. And what I got going on over here, I already have sliced up some red and yellow bell peppers. I got some tomatoes sliced up, some cucumbers, and some carrots. Now these carrots, all I did was just julienne them. You know, it's nothing that fancy. I just have one of these little slicers, and you just take it and just run it across just like that. Okay, it's really easy. I mean, you could do so much with these kind of slices. I mean, we put them in, like, you know, little spaghettis and things like that. And then don't you worry, I'm going to be making a spaghetti dish soon, so y'all going to have to stay tuned for that. All right? So, all right. Real quick note, this is how we store our fresh spinach, and you know, it just makes it easier for storing for a longer period of time instead of just putting it in a bag and basically only lasting for, I don't know, a couple of days. But what you do is you just take a wet napkin, not wet, but it's like damp. It's not that wet. It's just really damp. And then you just have it on the bottom, and then you just kind of fold it over top, and then put it in a plastic container like that. And it basically keeps the freshness, because the moisture keeps everything really fresh. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and move on to wrapping these guys up. And what you want to do first is, I mean, you don't have to have this long stalk on there if it's harder to work with. But what you do want to do is kind of press it down so that it's breaking. That way it's easier to work with. And you can just eat this like that, whatever you want to do. And now we're just going to go ahead and move on to putting the cheese on. Okay, now that we got our spinach all set up and ready to go, you just want to grab 1 spoon and then just go ahead and just plop it on the spinach and just spread it. I mean, you don't have to use a spoon if you don't want. You could use something more fancier. I'm just using a spoon. And just spread it just like that. And you want to have a nice even layer of it. That way, when you take a bite of it, you really taste the cheese. Okay? Alright? Then the next thing you want to do is just take some veggies. Got some red bell, yellow, some carrots. That's right, carrots, buddy. Some tomatoes. And I'm going to take a cucumber. And then I'm going to just roll it as carefully as I can. So you want to do is just kind of tuck it under, just like that, and just roll it. Easy breezy. That's all you got to do. Excuse me for licking my fingers. Sorry I'm making a mess. That's what happens sometimes in the kitchen. You end up making a mess. So this is pretty much it. Alright? And see how nice it is? And what you can do is, if you want to, you can add some more cheese on here, just like this, just to make sure, it sticks. Or you can use some toothpicks or something like that. But see, that's perfect. And you can just line them up and put them on a nice pretty plate, and present it as hors d'oeuvres or, something nice when you go to a party or having guests over or whatever. So anyway, let's go ahead and give it a little taste. Wow. That's good. There's nothing like having something so fresh and so tasty, especially when it comes out of your own garden. And I can't wait for my peppers to grow so I can really start getting into my own homegrown vegetables. But the cheese really puts it all together. So, and like I said, if you can't handle the cheese, the spiciness, you can modify it. You don't have to put the spiciness in there. But it's not that spicy at all. It just really puts a nice little tangy, kind of like in the back of your throat when you're doing it. So I like it spicy. You know how I do. Us Latinos, man, we like this stuff caliente, So, alright guys, that's it. Check out this recipe. Let me know what you think. Yeah. Zoom in. 3D. Alright guys, that's it. I'll see y'all next time on the Raw Food Muscle.